Chocolate is one of the most beloved treats in the world, enjoyed by millions daily in countless forms, from decadent truffles to rich hot cocoa. But how exactly is chocolate made? The journey of chocolate begins with a humble cacao bean and transforms through a series of complex steps into the luxurious treat we know and love. In this script, we'll explore the entire process, from harvesting cacao beans to producing the final chocolate bar. Let's dive into the fascinating world of chocolate making. The origin of chocolate, the Kakaro Tree. The chocolate making process starts with the Kakaro Tree, scientifically known as Theobroma Kakaro*, which translates to food of the gods. This tropical tree thrives in regions close to the equator, including countries in West Africa, Central and South America, and Southeast Asia. Kakaro trees produce pods, which contain the cacao beans that are the foundation of chocolate. Cacao pods come in various colors, including green, yellow, orange, and red, depending on their ripeness and variety. Each pod is filled with 20 to 50 seeds, cacao beans, encased in a sweet, white pulp. These beans are the raw material for chocolate. Farmers carefully monitor the trees for ripe cacao pods, which are ready to harvest when they develop a deep color and make a hollow sound when tapped. Harvesting and opening the cacao pods. Harvesting cacao pods is a labor-intensive process that requires precision. Workers use machetes or sharp knives to cut the pods from the trees, being careful not to damage the trunk or surrounding flowers. Harvesting is often done by hand because mechanical methods could harm the delicate cacao trees. Once the pods are collected, they are split open to reveal the cacao beans inside. This step is typically done using machetes or wooden sticks. The beans are surrounded by a sticky, white pulp that tastes sweet and tangy, reminiscent of tropical fruits. Both the beans and the pulp are removed from the pods for the next stage, fermentation. Fermentation, unlocking the flavors. Fermentation is a crucial step in chocolate making because it develops the beans' flavor potential. Without this process, chocolate would lack its characteristic taste. The beans, still covered in their pulp, are placed in shallow wooden boxes or banana leaves. They are left to ferment for several days, typically between 5 to 7 days. During fermentation, natural microorganisms break down the sugars in the pulp, creating heat and triggering chemical changes in the beans. This process generates alcohol and acetic acid, which kills the germ inside the bean and alters its flavor profile. Fermentation is what transforms raw cacao beans from bitter and astringent to rich and complex, setting the foundation for the chocolate flavor we know. Workers carefully turn the beans during fermentation to ensure even processing and prevent overheating. The success of this step is critical because it influences the final quality of the chocolate. Drying, preserving the beans. After fermentation, the cacao beans must be dried to reduce their moisture content and prevent spoilage. The beans are spread out on large trays, mats, or concrete patios and left to dry under the sun. Farmers rake and turn the beans regularly to ensure even drying. This drying process usually takes about 1 to 2 weeks. The beans gradually darken in color, transitioning from a pale beige to a rich brown. Proper drying is essential because excess moisture can lead to mold growth, while overly dried beans can become brittle and lose flavor. Once the beans are fully dried, they are bagged and shipped to chocolate manufacturers around the world. Roasting, enhancing the flavor. At the chocolate factory, the dried cacao beans undergo roasting, a step that brings out the rich, chocolatey flavors. Roasting is similar to roasting coffee beans. It intensifies the aroma and deepens the flavor. The beans are roasted in large ovens at carefully controlled temperatures, typically between 230 degrees Fahrenheit and 290 degrees Fahrenheit, 110 degrees Celsius to 145 degrees Celsius. The roasting time and temperature depend on the desired flavor profile. Light roasting results in fruity, delicate flavors, while dark roasting creates bold, robust notes. During roasting, the shells of the beans become brittle, making them easier to remove in the next step. The process also reduces bitterness and enhances the bean's natural sweetness. cracking and winnowing, separating the nibs. After roasting, the cacao beans are cooled and passed through a machine that cracks them into smaller pieces. This step separates the outer shells from the inner cacao nibs, which are the edible part of the bean used to make chocolate. The winnowing process involves blowing air over the cracked beans to remove the lightweight shells while leaving behind the dense nibs. These cacao nibs are rich in cocoa solids and cocoa butter, the two main components of chocolate. The discarded shells are often repurposed as mulch or animal feed, ensuring that no part of the bean goes to waste. Grinding, creating cocoa mass. The cacao nibs are then ground into a paste-like substance called cocoa mass or chocolate liquor. Despite the name, chocolate liquor contains no alcohol. It's a pure blend of cocoa solids and cocoa butter. Grinding generates heat, causing the cocoa butter to melt and creating a smooth, thick liquid. This cocoa mass is the base for all chocolate products, from dark chocolate to milk chocolate and white chocolate. At this stage, the cocoa mass can be further processed into cocoa powder by removing most of the cocoa butter or used directly in chocolate making. Conching, refining the texture and flavor. Conching is a critical step in producing high-quality chocolate. During this process, the cocoa mass is mixed, aerated, and refined in a conche, a machine with rollers or paddles that knead the chocolate. This step can take anywhere from a few hours to several days, depending on the desired outcome. Conching smooths out the chocolate by breaking down any remaining particles and eliminating unwanted acidic flavors. It also allows the chocolate's natural aromas to develop fully, resulting in a rich, velvety texture and balanced flavor profile. Sugar, milk powder, and other ingredients, such as vanilla or emulsifiers, are often added during conching to create different types of chocolate. Tempering, achieving the perfect texture. Tempering is the process of carefully heating and cooling the chocolate to stabilize the cocoa butter crystals. Proper tempering is essential for creating chocolate with a shiny appearance, smooth texture, and satisfying snap. During tempering, the chocolate is repeatedly heated and cooled to specific temperatures. This process encourages the formation of stable cocoa butter crystals, which prevent the chocolate from melting too quickly or becoming dull and grainy. Tempered chocolate is easier to mold, coat, and shape, making it ideal for creating chocolate bars, truffles, and other confections. Molding and cooling, shaping the chocolate. Once tempered, the liquid chocolate is poured into molds to form bars, chips, or other shapes. Vibrating machines are used to remove air bubbles and ensure the chocolate fills every corner of the mold. The molds are then cooled in a controlled environment to solidify the chocolate. Cooling typically takes place in a refrigerated room, where the temperature is carefully regulated to maintain the chocolate structure and texture. After cooling, the finished chocolate is removed from the molds, ready for packaging. Packaging and distribution, from factory to consumer. The final step in the chocolate making process is packaging. Chocolate is carefully wrapped in foil or other protective materials to preserve its freshness and flavor. Labels are added to provide information about the product, including ingredients, nutritional content, and branding. Once packaged, the chocolate is shipped to retailers, supermarkets, and specialty stores worldwide. It is also sold online, making it accessible to consumers everywhere. Conclusion: the magic of chocolate. The journey of chocolate from bean to bar is a testament to the artistry and science behind this beloved treat. Every step, from harvesting cacao pods to tempering and molding the final product, plays a crucial role in creating the chocolate we enjoy. Whether it's a creamy milk chocolate bar, a rich dark chocolate truffle, or a smooth white chocolate treat, each bite is the result of centuries of innovation and craftsmanship. The next time you savor a piece of chocolate, you'll have a newfound appreciation for the effort and expertise that went into its creation.